Moonstone Island is a highly anticipated indie game that expertly combines multiple genres including monster taming, life sim, deck building, and open world elements in a beautiful pixel art world that is brimming with charm and secrets to explore. The game has finally released today, September 20th for PC, with a Switch release planned for a later date. Do you have Moonstone Island on your wishlist? Are you looking for a new cozy game with a smattering of well-implemented gameplay options? Moonstone Island features Harvest Moon, Zelda, Animal Crossing, and Pokemon elements, all while creating an entirely unique and charming experience. Let's find out if Moonstone Island is the next Steam game you should pick up. And full disclosure, we were graciously given an early access review code from Raw Furry, and have spent several hours in the game but have not made it all the way to the end game content. For players who are drawn to the creature collecting aspects of this game, you'll likely be extremely happy with the various pixelated spirits you'll come across. Moonstone Island has over 65 spirits to tame and collect, and once the spirits are tamed, you can use them in turn-based battles. Spirits have different types that you'll learn more about throughout your journey, in addition to boss fights you'll encounter in dungeons and on new islands. One of my favorite spirits in the early game is Ankilo, who has already shown to be a tremendous member of my team, but Mumbleweed is a close second, if only because of its amazing name. You can tame monsters by using an item found in-game which you can grow and cultivate, and as the game progresses you can store more monsters, and you can carry up to 3 monsters with you at one time. If you're a fan of pixelated monsters, I'm happy to report that you are very likely to enjoy interacting with the spirits in this game. The spirits give a similar vibe to the monsters found in other indie games such as Coromon, Monster Sanctuary, and Cassette Beasts, but still feel unique and immersed in the Moonstone Island world. Spirits even follow you around as you make your way across the various parts of the world you'll explore, and wild spirits appear in the overworld, giving you a sense that the world around you is truly inhabited. Moonstone Island has a unique way of utilizing the spirits you collect compared to other games that focus primarily on monster taming. Your collection of spirits have cards associated that build up your deck, which is your main way of battling. Moonstone Island is the first deck builder I've played in a very long time, but I'm completely impressed with the way the deck building system works together with the spirit collecting system. The game does a great job of introducing the battle mechanics early in your playthrough, and we anticipate the battle system to become even more rewarding as time goes on. The goal of each battle is to defeat or tame the spirit you're facing, which requires you using attacking moves to reduce their armor to 0, allowing your team to do significantly more damage to the opponent. In addition to damage cards, you can also have non-damaging cards that might allow you to replace all the cards in your hand, or draw extra cards during your turn. You can upgrade your spirit's cards by finding shrines, and you gain access to more cards as your spirits level up. Despite being a cozy game, the battle system is thoroughly rewarding. Don't let the deck building aspect of this game give you pause though. It has been a welcome component of the game and adds to Moonstone Island's very strong sense of personality. But some of you might want to learn more about the life sim and open world elements, so let's talk about those components as well. Moonstone Island features over 100 procedurally generated islands to explore, each teeming with personality. Your role as a traveling alchemist serves you well as you explore the world utilizing your ability to craft potions and craft items with the resources you collect. As you complete dungeons and other quests, you gain access to more crafting items, more obtainable items, and other features that allow you to navigate the world much easier. You might even find a few moonstones here and there. The world also features dungeons that will have spirits you can battle and puzzles you can solve to gain access to other areas of the dungeon with rare items, more exploration, and boss battles being your reward. You can see the Zelda influence with these dungeons and puzzles, and they work perfectly with the way your character navigates the world. In the early game, you carve out an area to place your house to continue to build during your gameplay, and you're also introduced to some light farming in the early hours of the game that proves helpful as you continue through your journey, learn more recipes, and gain access to more items. As you make your way through the world, you'll come across NPC characters that you can strike up conversations with and potentially romance. Depending on the relationship, you might gain access to items or quests you wouldn't have access to otherwise. As your friendship level increases, you definitely gain access to more areas, like their bedroom for example. Getting to know your neighbors is an important part of your Moonstone Island experience, since many of the townsfolk give you quests that allow you to progress through the game. For example, you gain access to an item that tells you the level of spirits without having to engage them in battle, and another quest gives you access to the spirit barn, which allows you to store more spirits. Moonstone Island sees your character go through days in-game to measure progress towards your goal of being away from home for a full year. Getting defeated in a spirit battle will end your day, and depending on your quests, you might end up spending your day traveling, meeting up with friends, or exploring dungeons or something else. The game moves at a charmingly slow pace, so I recommend taking your time to enjoy everything the game has to offer. The pace of the game is much closer to Stardew Valley or Animal Crossing than Monster Sanctuary or a traditional Pokemon game. You tend to your crops, decorate your home, spend time with townspeople, explore nearby dungeons, and continue to build your deck day after day after day. Throughout the game, you can create tons of upgraded materials that will help you speed up your day-to-day tasks. For example, you start the game by hand watering your seeds, but you soon gain access to a sprinkler that will allow you to water seeds faster, or you might craft a furnace to create different metal materials. The amount of items and potions you can craft is truly amazing, and we've only scratched the surface of what the game has to offer. We'll do our best to avoid story spoilers here and keep it pretty vague, and in Moonstone Island you're an alchemist, which seems to be a pretty scarce occupation, and you're charged with using your talents to help the townspeople of the island which you crash land on. The development team has shared that the first year of the game, which makes up the main story of this game, is about 40 to 50 hours, but you can continue your playthrough after the first year. I'm hopeful that the wonderful implementation of multiple genres, in combination with promising narrative so far, will give gamers 40 to 50 hours of wonderful content to play through. Moonstone Island comes from the same publishing team as Cassette Beasts, the monster fusion game that took the Pokemon formula and refined it into a retro-inspired fusion adventure with an amazing soundtrack and an awesome story. Developer Studio Supersoft has created a charming game that many gamers will happily spend hours in, brewing potions, collecting spirits, and getting very familiar with the townsfolk you come across. Moonstone Island is shaping up to be a truly special game that's loaded with content, charm, and an amazing way of blending many genres well without anything feeling like it's not truly fleshed out. There's even an RPG system that we don't have time to fully dive into. We first played the Moonstone Island demo in January, and we've been eagerly anticipating the full release of the game. For those of you who have the game on your radar, I recommend picking up this game if you enjoy cozy games, deck builders, open world games, or if you've enjoyed entries to the indie monster taming genre like Monster Sanctuary, Coromon, and Cassette Beasts. I'm extremely excited to continue my playthrough of Moonstone Island and can't say enough good things about this game so far. Let me know in the comments down below if you want me to provide an updated review of the game once we've completed the full storyline, and as always, if you want to stay updated on our future content, make sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Alright, bye everyone.